What's going on, and welcome back to Knife Life EDC. Going to do a quick comparison of these two knives that I've got here in front of me. I got them both from White Mountain Knives. They gave them to me. They didn't give them to me. I'm just borrowing them, sort of like for reviews and that type of stuff, and just honestly just to check out. Because when I was checking knives, looking for knives, I guess checking out knives, just seeing what I wanted to buy or check out. Obviously, these two definitely popped to me. I think it was mostly the carbon fiber, but also the titanium and like the look that they have together. Um, that kind of like popped to me, so that's kind of why I chose them, the review and all that type of stuff. But I kind of wanted to do a quick comparison of the two together and see which one I liked better, I guess. Let you guys know which one, like if you guys decide to get one of these, obviously you know which one's more bang for your buck. I think they're both great knives and they're both really nice, but I do have the one I think I like a little better, and I'll get into that. This is actually the second time I'm filming this video because my phone decided to say it had too much stuff on it and said it didn't have enough storage, so it didn't record it. So obviously that kind of sucks and this ruins everything. But I'm just going to do it all again, and we'll get to it. This is obviously going to be I'll say the names obviously first. This is the Tuya knife Mutt, and this is the AM8 Flicks. I'll get into the price point real quick. They are not drastically different, but it is. This one is obviously $200. The Flicks is, and this is $250. Um, I can kind of say maybe why they are like such a different price points. $50 is, it's not a lot, but it is a lot. Like when you buy knives, like it can be a factor. Obviously, money is always a factor. But I'll just go ahead and say why I think this one may be a little bit more than this. It is a limited run, which here let me show you. It also, there it is. See, there you go. It is a limited run. This is number 40 of 107. So I think when they do limited runs and stuff like that, obviously it's going to add that price a little higher just because they're obviously it gets the limited run. They're not going to make a whole bunch of them. And you kind of want to grab them before they're out. Sometimes companies, they come back and they make more later, or they make like different versions of them, version 2, version 3, stuff like that, or make just slight changes, stuff like that. You know, the companies, they do whatever they want, obviously. They got to make money too, so they can keep, bringing in income for them, so they can keep making new knives. So I understand that. So this is 250, like I said. One reason why I think it might be also a little better or more of a price point is because of the way it opens. Like it's very smooth, and there's nothing to say that this is not a smooth opening knife, but for some reason this just feels more buttery, I guess. It opens very well both ways. It is obviously a rear flipper tab along with a thumb hole. It opens well both ways. Let's see if we can get the thumb flip. There we go. See, it opens up very well. It's just, I think it sounds a little smoother and it feels a little bit better when it opens. Um, and like I said, it's nothing against this, the Flicks. It still opens up great. And I don't know, maybe it's more because I think they might just need obviously different levels of broking in. This one may just need broken a little better, and it may need a little bit more KPL stuff like that. But it does still open very well. And again, the thumb hole works very well with both. I think that's one thing I really do like. I really like the thumb holes on both of them. This one is a little bit bigger. Here, let's see. There we go. Honestly, I didn't know. I do honestly like the bigger one a little bit better. Obviously, this knife sits a little bit better down into the handle of the knife. The blade does. Unlike this one pops out a little bit better. Or a little bit more. That's probably why that's a little bit bigger. But it is kind of hard to get your finger sometimes down in there to flip it open. It took me a few tries to really get it down in there and consistently get it open. But once you kind of get it and you get it figured out, it's every time. You're no problem there. But I think this one may just need like broken a little bit better, a little more. Obviously, I can't keep these forever, so I can't tell you for sure about how that goes. But that's just what I'm kind of thinking it. Another reason I kind of wanted to check these out and compare them, carbon fiber. I love the carbon fiber on them. Like I said earlier, this one is the green yellow. It kind of reminded me of like the Jack Wolf knives and stuff like that, how they make the carbon fiber look and everything like that. They just look really good on the Jack Wolf knives, and that's why I was drawn to this. It just looks really, really good. And then I saw this one second, and then I thought, honestly, I'd like the silver and black better. This is fat carbon. I don't know if there's really a difference. Well, obviously, let's check it out. See if you can see right there, it's obviously a little fatter, I would say. Yeah, it's quite a bit, not quite a bit, but it is fatter. It's probably twice the size almost, or thickness, which is probably why they call it fat. But I was really impressed with the silver and black. I really love the way it looks. It just looks very, very good. And I always liked the color black, and I like the color silver, but when they come together, they just look, it makes it look 10 times better when they're put together. And then you add the titanium and everything to it. Then you have a knife that just pops. Um, and they feel great. It does feel great in your hand and everything like that. So that's a good thing also. Again, like nothing against this. I like green, and green and yellow. That reminds me of that toxic color that they say. But it's not really me. I wouldn't really carry this around a whole lot just because the look of the carbon fiber. And they do have different colors out there, like different, obviously I think one's like a red, blue, white, something like that. I can't remember for sure, but I think they have another one like it's green but without the yellow. I can't remember. I just saw pictures real quick, so I can't remember. That was actually a week ago when I was first checking out the knives, so I can't remember for sure. But this one they have like obviously this is the silver, and then they also make like the black with copper. So they have different looks for each of them. I do like the fact that this one's longer. Um, I'll show you real quick. Obviously, if you look at this one, the mutt it is a little smaller, and I have smaller hands, so even if you have small hands, you're going to be at the end of it, and that's what kind of like I like smaller knives too, but for 250 bucks, I don't want to. I want my hand to be good and comfortable, and have that extra room if I need it. Obviously, my hands fit perfect on it, but if you got bigger hands, you might have, like I was thinking, you might have some problems. And it's mostly, I think if they would have made this into a front flipper and took the rear flipper off, I think it would have been a great knife for anyone because you would have had the room for the extra, like a little bit choking up, I guess. You'd have that extra room to get your hand on there. And one other thing that kind of turned me off is no jimping at all. And I get paranoid because I like to know my hand's not going to slip. And I like to know that it's going to stay there. It's not going to slip one way or the other. Like if you're really cutting something, like, and you want precision and stuff like that. You don't want to cut yourself or cut whatever you're trying to cut like in the wrong way. So I think that's one thing I was kind of turned off on. But then with the flicks, they obviously have it, but I think it's more for the flipper tab, and that was it. Like, because obviously it works perfect for the flipper tab, it opens just fine. But if you look, there's the jimping. When I put my hand on there, it's right there at the very front of it. Like I get probably get right here on my thumb, and that's all I get on there. So I guess it's a turn off, but I can also, I guess, bring my hand back, but it doesn't feel quite comfortable to me. Not like I want it to, because I like to choke up if I can with my thumb. And you can also, like, it does have quite the choil on there, so you can get your hand up there a little bit better if you want to. You have plenty of room. And even if that's not the case, you still have extra room right there, obviously, because it is a longer knife. It's a little bit bigger. So I like that also. That's a factor that kind of made me make my decision, I guess. Here's a quick comparison of the two open. There you go. See, obviously it's quite a bit. There's quite a bit difference. Let's close them up for you real quick. So there is quite a bit difference in size. I do like the thumb holes though. They both work pretty well for it. I kind of just wish, obviously they're different like I said. This one, the blade sticks out a little bit farther out this way so that works better. You can't, but then again, I do like that this sits better in the handle, but it does have a smaller thumb hole. So it's kind of like, you get what you get kind of, but I do like that. I do like the way it looks better. It looks more aesthetic to me. I know that may not be the same for other people, most people, but that's just to me, that's what I feel like. What else is there? Let's talk about that blade real quick though too. I didn't talk about that yet. That's why I pretty much bought them also. They are both S90V and they are both drop point. I was thinking this one, the mutt kind of reminds me of I don't know why. It reminds me of a Kaiser drop bear in a way. I don't know why. It's not quite, obviously, and I'm not saying they're the same, but it just kind of reminded me of it when I first saw it. Just how it kind of comes up, like obviously the blade kind of comes up at an angle and down. Not quite the obviously the angle of the Kaiser drop bear, but this kind of reminds me more of like a drop point, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. I could be just weird, obviously. But that's just kind of what I thought. This one is sandblasted, and this one is, what was it? The stonewash. So that's a stonewash finish, and that has a sandblasted finish. Both are S90V, which is what I kind of wanted to check out. I haven't checked out any S90V, and these were the two I picked out because I've been hearing a lot about them lately, about how good like S90V is, and just like the great factors of it. And people have been doing a lot of videos on it, and I've been watching a lot of videos, obviously, just trying to get more knowledge about it and everything, and just check it out and get my own opinion on it. Obviously, is why I got these, because I wanted my own opinion, and obviously, S90V it's pretty nice. I do like it. It is a little bit pricier in some knives. Obviously, you're not going to get like a cheap budget blade in it, probably, more than likely. But if I had to pick, I'm going to say the Flicks, just because the size comparison. It is bigger. Bigger's not always better, right? But in this one, it really is. I do like it. It looks better. It looks more aesthetic to me. I love the blade shape, the way the drop point more so on this than the other one. And that flipper tab kind of just screws with me. I really do. I like rear flipper tabs, but when it bugs, I guess not bugs me, when it comes in the way of choking up a little bit better, getting my hand on the handle, that's when I kind of have a problem with it. They're both titanium, obviously, like I said earlier. They have titanium pocket clips, which are very, very nice. And then they are both frame locks, which I also really like the frame locks on both of these knives. They're both very, very well made. I don't know if you would call it like an insert or I can't remember what you would call these, like these full frame locks, but or nested. Not I don't know if they're quite nested. I don't think they are. I'm learning still, guys. I'm learning, so you got to kind of work with me. I don't know if that would be considered nested, but I actually really liked both of them. How they kind of hid the frame, the frame lock. This one not so much, but it's enough that you're not going to get your hand on it. Really, you're not going to have any problems with it because that carbon fiber is right there. So you're not going to have any problems like when you open it up or when you're trying to flip it and everything. Like it opens just fine. But, well, obviously not right there, but I kind of like how it's nested in there. And what I was kind of wondering also is, if you look at it, obviously the Flicks is a longer knife, but what I liked about the Mutt was that the frame lock was hidden more. Okay, it may not be hidden this way, obviously, because you can still see it there, unlike this one. But, so you can still see it, but the carbon fiber goes up farther. So you have less worries about hitting the frame lock, I guess, is kind of what I liked about this. And even though it's a shorter knife, it's got a longer, or a longer area of cover, I guess. This is kind of what I liked about it. But I'm going to have to go with the Flicks. I think it overall is a better knife. I love the flipper tab just because I love front flippers. I just wish it had a little more jimping on it for when you held the knife. But both are great knives. You're not going to go wrong with either one, honestly. It's just if I had to pick, I'm going to go with the Flicks every day, just because the size, the way it looks, the color scheme, just about everything. I do like it better most ways, but that's not me knocking on the Mutt at all. But also $50 cheaper. You could buy something cheaper, like another knife for that price. You can go get a Civivi Praxis or a Penguin, a QSP Penguin. You can get that and this for that price. So it's kind of like, you get two knives for one. So I don't know, that's just kind of my opinion. Obviously, if you guys have different opinions, let me know down in the comment section. If you guys like the video, just leave a thumbs up or subscribe. Thank you.